You have one job when we have guests, you know this, and it's to make them feel welcome. So everybody, Jake the Snake's here! Woo! Come on! Here he is. Have a microphone, sir. Take your pick. Yeah. I think you're the first guest where you generally don't know if you're too big for the chair.
Nice.
Welcome.
It's a real pleasure for me to be here, to be in Antwerp. Very excited to have our little talk this morning.
Oh, I've been excited about this for about 2 months.
It's pretty scary.
Scary for you?
No.
I was going to say, yeah, for me, yeah. I mean, if I say anything wrong, you can destroy me very easily.
No doubt you're going to be wetting the bed tonight, so it happens.
I've never. Oh, I tell you what, jump on there, and then we'll get less feedback from the speaker.
Oh, damn it!
That's not on
there. You
there.
asked me about which one, and I picked this one.
I didn't know this would happen.
Bullshit.
I would never do it. Look at this. Why would I ever upset you?
Now is it too close to this side?
We should be all right on that side, I think.
Welcome. Sucks. How the hell is everybody doing this morning?
Great.
Oh, come on. How are you doing this morning?
Feeling great!
That's very weak. You guys want to see my snake? Yes. No, sorry. Just joking. It's not a snake, it's a worm.
Amazing. Thank you for coming out to Belgium. How's your trip been so far?
Absolutely miserable. I left Atlanta and the flight was delayed 5 hours.
Oh man.
That's the reason I was late getting here yesterday. I don't understand why they put you on a plane and they know you're not going anywhere. You know? We sat there for 3.5 hours and then they had us get off the plane for 30 minutes. And then get back on the plane for 2 more hours before we took off. But I slept the whole way, and that's a good thing.
It's all you can ask on a plane. A little sleep.
Yeah, it's much easier to do in first class. I will tell you that.
I was going to say, you must be very used to traveling. You've been doing it for most of your career, I imagine.
Yeah, just Delta Airlines alone, I have 1.7 million miles. Just one airline. That's just insanity, man. When you think about it. It's like, you really want to try one more flight, dude? You think your luck hasn't ran out yet? I don't know, man, but
I don't know, if there's anyone who I think could just survive a plane crash from the amount of hits you've taken in your career.
Oh yeah, I had no problem with that.
Yeah.
If the plane starts to go down, I'm going to do something like pick up a Life magazine and start reading it.
Yeah, I was going to say, you probably took some hits that feel bigger than
really with a plane crash, it's not that going down that hurts you, it's that sudden stop.
Yeah. Hopefully, touch wood, you won't experience it.
I hope not. I hope not. I've had some close calls. I flew back from Japan one time and there were 8 blowouts on one side.
What?
Yeah, all the tires blew out on one side of the airplane. And they took us out over the ocean and they slowed the plane really slow and they dumped all the fuel. And as we're coming in, I look out the window and I see all this foam. You know, they put the foam down and I see all these hundreds of camera crews in ambulances and fire trucks. And we land and we slide and we stop. I'm still looking out the window and I see all the camera people going, oh, fuck, nothing happened. Fuck you, asshole. Are you serious? They were pissed off because they wasted their morning filming a non-crash, I guess. You know? Yeah. Some people are just really hard to satisfy.
Oh man.
Do you have any questions?
Oh, we'll get out to the questions. Don't you worry. I've got about 1 million for you before we get going on those, guys. Generally, because I am a massive wrestling fan, like especially sort of your era and just beyond. Was that always the plan to wrestle? Because
No.
you come.
Oh, that's tough, man. Yeah, it's a long story. You'll read about it in my book. My book will be out in a couple of months. And my book is totally different than any other wrestling book that you've ever read. Because I talk just about me. I'm not like everybody else that talks about me. I'm talking about me. And I tell the brutal truth. Because the only reason I'm putting this book out is to get the truth out there. You know? I don't have much respect for people that put books out that are all lies and bullshit because they want to make themselves look better. That's not helping anyone. But if I come out, that's the only reason we filmed the resurrection of Jake the Snake, is because we wanted to have that to show people that it's possible to get better. No matter how far down you go, you can beat it. And believe me, I didn't think I was going to. You know, I lived with Diamond Dallas Page for 3.5 years. And for 2 years I struggled. 2 years, man. I didn't allow myself to go alone anywhere except the bathroom, man. And I'm still kind of funny about that. But you got to do what you have to do. You know, I mean, I've been to several jails, and I've been to lots of rehabs, and neither place did I meet someone that said, my dream was to grow up and become a drug addict and an alcoholic. Nobody dreams of that, but it does happen. If you make a mistake, you gotta pay for it. Unfortunately, when you make a mistake with alcohol and drugs, you pay for it for a long fucking time. You know, and I should have known better, because my grandfather was an alcoholic, and my brother was a drug addict. But I just had to find out for myself, you know, and people ask me, well, why did you do cocaine? Because I liked it, you know? That shit was good, man. And it was good in the beginning for me. Until one day I woke up and I realized it was no longer a choice to do the drug. I had to have the drug. And once you become dependent upon anything, whether it be food, sex, drugs, alcohol, whatever, you're screwed, you know? Once you lose that choice, it's over. But with help from my friend, a lot of hard work, I came out the other side. And now it's my duty, my obligation, and my passion to help other people that are struggling with alcohol and drugs. Today, if one of you wants to talk about that, let's go find a dark area by ourselves and we'll go talk, and I'll see if I can help you. Because I don't want anybody to go through what I went through, because it really sucked, man. The worst feeling in the world for me was one morning I tried to OD. I took 100 Valium. That's pretty nasty. And I woke up next morning, and the first thing that came to my mind was, dude, you don't even know how to fucking die right. That's insane. That's insanity. But that's where I went, man. I remember hearing about different friends of mine that passed away in the past, and I would become angry with God. I I would curse God and say, why won't you take me, asshole? You know? I was jealous of somebody dying. That's crazy. You know, I used to get so angry at wrestling fans because you guys still loved me. You still cared about me. Scott Hall said something one time that was pretty fucking straight up, man. He said, wrestling fans care more about us than we care about ourselves. And that's so true. So very true. I can never give back what you people have given me. And I'm sorry. I'll give you what I can if you want it, you know. I won't shove it down your throat like the WWE does. Does anybody know what WWE stands for? Worst wrestling ever. Whoops. Did I say that out loud? Sorry. Sorry, just the way I feel. Okay.
No, it's generally was just like, oh, this is, yeah. I mean, it's so nice to see you being this open about this sort of thing, because obviously, like, especially with you being in the public eye, and especially in the world of wrestling being so big, I imagine a lot of people try and cover up all that pain.
Yeah, they hide it, man. You try to hide it, and that's not the right way, man. You know, anytime you're hiding something, it's going to haunt you, because it's a lie. Believe it or not, it's really hard to live a lie. Because sometimes you forget what you've lied about. And then you start telling more lies to cover up that lie. And then another, and another. And pretty soon, you don't know what's real and what isn't. But
how was it when you started to realize that you had these problems? How was it when you sort of also had the pressure of your career on the other side of it?
Well, I threw my career away, you know. I had some help. My ex-wife helped me a lot. That happens. But, you know, I wrestled for 36 years. That's a long time. And no one, not anyone, can match my career as far as great moments and great matches. No one. No one can tell an interview like I can give an interview. No one can make you believe like I make you believe. And no one ever will be able to DDT somebody the way I do.
Absolutely. You were one of the people who brought the DDT into...
I invented it.
Did you actually invent it?
Yes, I did. I invented it. By accident, you know. I had a guy front face locked and he stepped on my foot and we fell backwards. And he didn't get up. And I looked and I said, damn, that works. I didn't even try to knock the guy out yet. There he is, knocked out.
But that's the thing, the DDT is one of those moves that, even though like there's a lot of professional wrestling that's choreographed, it is one of those moves that is notorious for leaving people unconscious.
Yep. Can't do it on concrete. I know that for a fact. You know.
When you started as well, was there a lot more freedom in the industry to experiment like that?
Oh yeah.
You guys are sort of the pioneers of bringing it to the big rooms.
The people in power realized all they had to do was get the hell out of the way. And the talent that was available at that time, everybody on that card, man, from the first match to the last match, was capable of being in the main event. They were all stars. When Vince McMahon took over wrestling, he went to every area and took 2 or 3 people from each place. He didn't get the bottom guys, he took the top guys. So all of a sudden, he's got a company with 60 stars starting his company. You're not going to fail there. All he had to do was keep out of the way. I mean, if somebody wrote an interview and handed me a piece of paper and said, here's your interview, I'd have knocked the son of a bitch out. Bottom line is, how can you tell me what I'm thinking? How dare you? How dare you suggest anything? What you need to do is just keep your effing mouth shut and turn the camera on and let me do my deal. I feel sorry for the wrestlers today because these guys aren't getting a chance to become real wrestlers. They go to a training camp in Florida for 6 months or a year, and then they're put on stage and are told, here's your chance, don't screw it up. It took me 5 or 6 years of wrestling every night to even begin to understand the psychology of wrestling and how it was done properly. The guys today, they're shut out, they're told, here's your chance, you better do it. So what are they doing? They go to the ring and they try to do every damn move they can think of, and none of them mean anything because they don't invest the time to display the move, to put the move out there and let you taste it, smell it, feel it. They're doing things so fast, the fans go, what the fuck is going on? When's the last time, here's the telltale sign. When I watch a wrestling match from home now, I don't watch very often. I'll click through. And I see all the fans doing the same thing. Sitting in their chair, looking at their phone, and glancing up now and then. When's the last time you see wrestling fans jump to their feet? It's been a long time. That's what hurts. These poor guys are going out there and destroying their bodies. They're crippling themselves. And nobody even knows who they are because they've never been given the opportunity to show who they are. All they are is cookie cutters, and they throw them in the ring and say, do shit. Don't worry about talking, we'll write it for it. We'll write it down for you. Wrestling is a beautiful thing to watch when it's done right. But today it's very frustrating to watch. In my day, your job was to hook up with the fan emotionally. Today the fan is asked to hook up visually. You watch explosions, you see pyrotechnics, you see something pretty here, pretty there, boom, 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 and it's happening so fast, you don't get a chance to taste it, smell it, feel it, embrace it, love it, hate it, nothing. So what are you watching? 3 hours of commercial bullshit. I'm sorry, but you know, they have a wrestling program on, and if it says wrestling, shouldn't you do some of that? Did you know that in a 3-hour program, they have less than 30 minutes of actual wrestling? The rest of it is this. I just don't get it, man. You know, I really don't. I'm just grateful that they have the WWE 24, that way you can go back and look at some good shit from time to time, you know.
When do you think that shift started? Because did you feel the pressure?
In the 90s. The 90s is when it really happened. Because McMahon had ran through all that talent that he accumulated in the early 80s. It lasted for 10 years. And then he finally ran out of us. And there was no new people to fill in. There were plenty of guys that were athletes, that had great bodies, They could get in the ring and do a million things, but they couldn't do any of them right. And they couldn't hook you up right. They went for the visual high instead of the emotional connection. If I connect with you emotionally, you're my fan forever. But if I destroy this relationship by feeding you bullshit, you'll finally get fed up eating that crap, and you'll say, screw you, I never want to see you again. That's what happens.
And famously as well, that's shaped your career. Because
Absolutely.
you've had, is it the Hulk Hogan thing that's the famous one where your fans chanted DDT?
Yeah, you guys screwed me out of a lot of money, thank you very much. Yeah, I DDT'd Hogan and you guys cheered, thank you. When that happened, Vince McMahon said, that match will never happen. I wrestled Hulk Hogan twice, once in Montreal and once in Providence, Rhode Island. We set records for attendance, but McMahon said, I don't care about the attendance. What I care about is you screwing up my marketing plan. Because we've invested $100 million in Hulk Hogan, and we've invested $5 million in you. We don't want the people to cheer for you, Jake. So you wrestling fans cost me a lot of money. What did I ever do wrong? Why don't y'all do me like that? You know? Why do you have it in for me? Another thing the wrestling fans did to me, you encouraged me to fight Andre the Giant. What the fuck did I ever do to you? Why did you guys tell me? I had a guy one night hand me a chair and said, hit me with that, Jake. I'm like, screw you. I'll hit myself with this, so I don't go in there. Andre the Giant, one night, he used to do this to me all the time. It was horrible. He would knock me down and then put his feet on either side of my head, stand on my hair, then grab my arms and pull. And it ripped my hair out. I call this my Andre spot. That's my Andre spot. Thank you, fans, for all that. Yo, go get him, Jake. Screw you, asshole. Tell me to run, for Christ's sake. If you love me, you say, Jake, get away from that friggin' giant. He's gonna kill you. But no, you guys, go get him, Jake. You assholes.
Well, it's every wrestler, I imagine. Who's the wrestler that you were most in tune with in the ring? Did you have one wrestler above anyone else who, when you guys were in the ring together, you just knew like each other really well?
You know, I was blessed. I was blessed a long time ago by learning and loving what I did. My job was to go out and make this marriage, if you will, between two people exciting. My job was to go out there and give a great performance and make it interesting for you. Make it something you want to see, whether it's me against Andre or a blindfold match against Rick Martel. Hey folks, guess what? I can see. Yeah, I can see. But what was fun was pretending I couldn't see. And we would almost back into each other and oh my God. I've had so many fans come to me and say, man, during that match, I was yelling so much, man, telling you, no, Jake, the other way, the other way. I kept yelling so much that I lost my voice. I said, well, I didn't hear you. Where were you at? I was at home. Well, maybe that's why I didn't hear you. But that was a fun match. All my matches were fun.
If you could wrestle anyone again, which is the match that...
Bray Wyatt.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Actually, this last WrestleMania, I challenged Bray Wyatt to to a strippers pole match. Oh yeah. You imagine that? High heels, you know, pasties, you know, huh? A thong, yeah, huh? People are going to see that shit. We can have dueling snakes. That's so bad, I'm sorry.
Amazing. I am going to open up some crowds because I know a lot of you guys have travelled quite far to come and see Jake. So we have a microphone there, so just raise your hand if you have a question. Otherwise, I will die. Yep, straight up. First one there.
Was Andre the Giant really afraid of the snake?
Hell no. Not at all. He was a great performer. A very good performer. I remember one night we were in Lansing, Michigan. And usually he would let me get into the ring and we'd do a little posing, a little facing off, moving around, then we'd start our match. Well, this night, as soon as I got in the ring, he just jumped on me. Holy crap. I thought, man, he must have to take a shit or something. He wants to get this match over with and go to the restroom or something, man, because he's killing me. And then all of a sudden, for no reason at all, he starts screaming, no, no, no. And I look up and he falls out of the ring and takes off down the aisle. I'm like, what the hell's going on? I turned and looked. And there's a 12-year-old girl had gotten into the ring and had gotten the snake out and was coming after Andre. She was crying and she was shaking unbelievably. So I got the snake away from her. The police come in the ring. Her parents come in the ring. They're like, we're so sorry, we don't understand that. She's scared of snakes. I'm like, why did you get in here? And she said, because Andre was going to kill you, and I love you. Andre was so smart that he fell out of the ring and ran. But then he came back, and he started screaming, arrest her! Throw her in the jail! Get her out! Out! And every fan in that building wanted to kill Andre for screaming at that little girl. That's how smart he was. That was brilliant. We went ahead and finished our match and had one of our best matches ever. I had Andre one time, he knocked me down and he set on me. But he lost his grip on the rope when he went to set on me and he dropped all of his weight on me. It adjusted my spine. But as I'm laying there on my back, I can't breathe, so I turn over on my side, and he's still sitting on me, and I'm like, oh, can't breathe. I'm trying to catch my breath, but then my shoulder started shaking. I thought, oh my God, I'm having a friggin' heart attack. Oh God, damn, it hurts so bad. My shoulder's just shaking. And the referee comes over and he goes, Andre, what are you doing laughing? He was laughing. Why are you laughing? Because I'm farting. That's what my shoulder was shaking for. His ass was on my shoulder. He farted for 40 seconds. It didn't go, no, it went, it was a horrible sound. Once he got up, I looked at my shoulder, and I had a wine stain on my shoulder. I thought it was a birthmark. It was horrible. Well, what are you gonna do? Nothing. Thank you, Andre, for not taking a dump on me. Who's got the next question?
Yeah, do you hand the service?
So this year, Honky Tonk Man became the Hall of Famer, the Generation DX. What do you think about the next Hall of Famers this year?
Man, I hate this. I'm not going to sit up here and lie to you. Honky Tonk Man not only almost killed me, but he's done worse things to me since. He, you know, in the U.S., you have to register your name, trademark, you know, and over here too, you trademark your name. Well, after a period of time, you don't have to keep registering because they say that name belongs to who? Jake the Snake. Well, I get a phone call, and it's the U.S. government trademark people. They're like, Jake, do you still want that name? I'm like, well, of course I do. Oh, okay, well, we weren't sure. I'm like, well, why are you even asking? Well, someone else is trying to trademark that name. Who is that? Honky Tonk Man. He tried to steal my name, and he was going to charge me for using my own friggin' name. He's done that to other people, other wrestlers.
What an asshole.
What an asshole. He's a piece of crap. And scum of the earth. I'm glad you're videoing that. Put that out there. This is for you, Honky.
Next question.
Yeah, let's try to have some fun instead of that crude shit.
Hi Jake, thanks for being here in the first place.
Thank you.
I'm just wondering, you gave your opinion on the WWE product as it is today. What do you think about AEW and other organizations like that?
Well, AEW has the opportunity to do something. They have the television time. They have plenty of money behind it. But the question is, do they have the balls to do it? The hard thing about overtaking Vince McMahon is you have to be smart. You can never match his money or his product. You can't buy more pyrotechnics. You can't buy more computer-generated stuff than he can afford. And he's got the right people. He's got hundreds of people, thousands of people working for him. The AEW has, what, 30 people working for him? So if they're going to beat that, they have to be smart and go back to actual, are you ready? Wrestling. If they go back to actual wrestling, they can win. But that's scary to do. But if they're smart, they'll go back to wrestling. They've had some pretty good stuff happen so far. But my fear is they'll fall into the Chris Jericho BS show. And please don't do that. Yeah. Bada bing. Next. Yes.
I'm trying to correct you now because there's a difference between wrestling then and wrestling now. Wrestling then was storytelling. Wrestling now, spot monkeys.
Exactly.
Correct?
Yes.
So, that aside, let me start with statements. You were one of the few wrestlers who didn't need a championship to get over, so congratulations on that.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I can't help but feeling that there's some animosity towards the WWE. So I'm kind of afraid of asking my question now.
No, I have no animosity towards them. I'm just frustrated with their product.
Okay. But the question is, do you have one more Royal Rumble match in you?
You know, my heart screams yes, my brain screams yes, but my nuts know better. I don't. I'm 64 years old now. I've had both hips replaced, part of my left foot removed, 2 discs out of my neck, compound fracture of this arm, wrist reconstruction, 2 broken sternums, 16, 17 root canals. Now they just took them all out and I have the fake ones, but they're not false teeth. These are implants, folks. I could chew the damn bumper of a car off, man. I love it. Man, when I got these teeth 2 years ago, I had not been able to eat peanuts in years. I had not been able to eat corn on the cob in 10 or 15 years. I tear that shit up now, man. I love good food, man. You know, the WWE, they could do so much, but they don't. You know, and it's sad. It really is. But you know, wrestling happens in cycles. It's all about the mighty dollar. That's where the problem is. It's all about the dollar. But the good news is, there'll be a couple of guys, maybe one or two of you guys, that are going to get together and go back to that old style. And today, because of these cameras that you have in your hand, anybody can film anything. So there's still good stuff out there to see. You just have to look for it. And there always will be. Because that's how good wrestling is. But wrestling needs to have a good guy and a bad guy. We need that clear cut. Hell, you don't know who's a good guy anymore. Me, I was always an honest prick. You know?
If you could program a Royal Rumble,
Yeah.
also, I'm sure you've been asked this a million times, who would you put in there with you? If you could go into a Royal Rumble, who are the guys you want in the ring with you?
Shit. I want all midgets. I can kick the shit out of them. No, I don't know, man. I'd like one of them to be Vince McMahon. I'd like to give him one good shot. I'd like to give him a DDT on the floor. Free. I'll do it free. If you can't afford it, you know.
Next question is...
I poke at the WWE, but I will tell you this. For whatever reason, they have put a lot of people through drug rehab. Drug rehab's a tricky beast. The problem with rehab is this. You go and sit for 3 months in a safe place, and they feed you the right food, they tell you the right stuff, and everything starts getting peachy clean. You feel good about yourself again, but then they let you out. What happens when you get out is you're bombarded by people you owe money to now. And I'm not talking about the drug dealers. I'm talking about your last 3 months' rent. Your money you gotta pay the ex-wife. 3 car payments. Income taxes. All that's added up. So as soon as you come out of that rehab, you get slammed in the face with all these friggin' bills, and you lose control, and you get desperate, and you want the aggravation and the noise to go away because it's really freaking you out. So what do? You get high. Thank God I still get high and forget about that shit. So that's the reason I worked with Diamond Dallas Page and I moved in with him for 3 years, and he paid my bills for 3 years. I gave it back to him, but he never let me be bothered by outside forces. He protected me like you would a baby bird. He made sure there was no outside aggravation. There wasn't somebody filing a lawsuit on me. There wasn't somebody coming after me, gonna throw me in jail if I didn't pay a bill. There was no child support that was left unpaid. He took care of those things. And that's the only reason I made it. Because I finally got back up on my feet, and with his guidance, started paying my bills. Now I paid him off, and guess what? I got money left over because I'm not using it on dope. You know, I'm not using it on alcohol. I'm not using it on partying. I'm actually saving money. I have been blessed beyond belief since I got sober. If you guys get a chance, go see the movie Peanut Butter Falcon. I'm in that, and you'll be so proud of me because I play a real asshole. And I do it good. If you get a chance, go see it. It's a lot of fun. It's got a good story behind it, one that you'll really like. And I'm quite proud of it. I'm getting ready to start shooting a movie in China. And it's going to be really cool. It's going to be a Western from the 1800s. I play the bad guy again. I love being the bad guy. So it's going to be a lot of fun. The book's coming out. I'm going on a 60-day tour doing my comedy. It's not really comedy, I just tell you road stories. You know? Stuff that's really funny shit that you guys deserve to hear. In fact, would you guys like to hear one story?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Now you gotta convince me. Oh, you gotta do a lot better than that, damn.
Come on, do you want to hear a story?
Okay. Again, this is a true story, so you're ready. One night, Hacksaw Jim Duggan and I, we were gonna go have a few cocktails. And we were driving down the road and we looked up and we seen this sign that said, Gentlemen's Club. Well, that's for us. Of course, it was a strip joint. And we went in there and we stayed way too long. To the point that I don't remember who drove home. I remember waking up the next morning and going, oh my God. And I went to the bathroom and I peed. And then I remembered, when I came out of the bathroom, I remembered, Jake, there's something missing. And of course, I'm talking about the snake. Because usually the snake slept in the bathtub. Yeah, that's how much fun that was. Guys, do you have any idea how much fun it is to pull your junk out from a 15-foot snake and pee, wondering if he's just gonna snatch up there and grab a snack at any time? Yeah, that's fun. Well, but anyway, this time there's no snake in the bathroom. So, oh my God, so I go out and I look all over the room, there's no snake. Holy crap, what did I do with the snake last night? It's my responsibility to take care of that damn thing. So I finally wake Hacksaw up. Jim, what the hell? Where did we leave my snake? And he replied, I don't know, but I've got my fucking 2x4. And I'm like, okay, sorry I woke you up. So I think, well, maybe I left it in the car. And I'm like, I hope I didn't, because this was Detroit and this was wintertime and it's like 0 outside. So I went outside and opened the trunk and lo and behold, boing. I got a real stiff, solid snake. It had froze to death. I felt really shitty, really angry. Took it inside. I don't know why I took it inside. It's dead, but I did. Put it on the bed. Like, oh my God. What the hell am I going to do now? No snake. And you wrestling fans, y'all pay to see Jake the Snake Roberts. And if I don't bring that snake, you guys don't give a damn. You're pissed. Yeah, you are. You're real assholes about that snake. And you don't even wrestle. That bothers me a little bit, I gotta tell you. So I start worrying about what I'm gonna do. Long story short, I tried to get a hold of my snake handler, because I usually got a fresh snake every 2 weeks. He's on home. He won't be home for 10 days. Holy crap, what am I gonna do? I gotta have a snake. So I called pet shops. I called the zoo. the zoo would rent me a snake for $2,000 a day. No thanks. So as I'm in the room pissing and moaning and complaining, Jim jumps up, grabs me by the throat, pushes me up against the wall, and he goes, "Who are you?" I couldn't tell him, he's strangling me. "Who are you? Who are you?" "Jake the Snake Killer." And he finally goes, "No, you're not Jake the Snake." He says, "Jake the Snake would piss and moan and cry all over the room. Jake the Snake would take that dead son of a bitch and put it in a bag and go to the building at night. And when he dumped that snake out, he'd grab it and he would act like it was alive. And he would convince all the fans it was alive. That's the Jake the Snake that I know." And I sat there for a minute. "You're right, Jim. I can do it." So that night, I took a dead snake in the ring. I couldn't tell the other wrestlers because telephone, telegraph, tele-wrestler, you know. They would love to call Vince McMahon and say, "Hey Vince, guess what? Jake got fucked up last night on cocaine and girls and alcohol, and he let the snake freeze to death in the trunk of the car." They would love to do that. So I couldn't let them know. So I went to the ring with my dead snake in the bag. I DDT'd the guy. I dumped the snake out and I grabbed it real quick. Started moving around, you know. I jumped on the guy, we rolled around. I got to my feet, I thought, man, this is really cool. And it was. Working with a dead snake is easier than working with a live one. No shit. I mean, it was like I could move it anywhere. Most of the time you gotta fight him, you know. So now I take the snake, I go, "Oh, he's coming to bite my neck, you know. Whoa, 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 whoa." And people are going crazy. Fans were digging the shit out of it. I look around and there's two more wrestlers in the ring. I'm like, "What are you guys doing?" "Dude, that snake's about to fucking kill you. We came to save you." And I went, "No, guys, I got this. If he takes me out, he takes me out. But right now, by God, I'm fighting him to the death." And they walked away slowly. So I finally got the snake in the bag and took it to the back. Everybody's going like, "Dude, get rid of that son of a bitch. He's evil, man. Jake, that snake's gonna kill you. He's bad news, man." So the next night I used the snake again. And for 3 more nights I used it. Then it started to smell. I had to do some spraying. About the 7th night, I developed some new moves where I would fight the snake and he'd go for my neck and I'd fight it. And while I was fighting it, I would turn in a circle so the snake would wrap my legs up. So now the snake's got my legs. Oh my God, and I'd fall forward and I'd do a roll. But I'd come right back up to my feet and I'd be like, people were loving this shit. It's fucking awesome. But that night when I did the forward roll, I come up and I'm like, and the fans are going, I'm like, "Well, what's wrong with them?" And you're all, I'm like, "Wait, he's gonna bite my neck. Look, he's almost got me." And y'all are all like, "What the fuck are they looking at?" Then I see something out of the corner of my eye. And I turn and I look. And it's half of my snake. My snake is broken in half. And all this goo is running out of it. And it's stuck like, oh my God. And that was the end of the snake. And I got in trouble, you know. That's just one of the stories. Guys, I'm well. I'm tired.
Yeah.
I hope you had a good
Leave
time.
them wanting more, we always say. Ladies and gentlemen of Comic-Con, absolute privilege to have him. Jake the Snake Roberts. He's here for the rest of the day. Please go see him, talk to him, get things signed, get photos. But one more time, make him feel loved. Jake the Snake!
Love you guys.
We'll be back in about 10